How many times have you felt behind in life? Like waking up yet another weekend and having this light panic inside of you, thinking that you are a woman 30 plus that have not yet fulfilled societal expectations. And these feelings when you get another news about your friends that they are having a baby, another friend of yours is pregnant, another couple that you know is getting married, and you are sitting here on your bed all alone, single or divorced, no kids, no partner. All of these people are expecting you to have a clear career by the age of 24, a ring by the age of 28, and a baby by the age of 30. And that pain is real, and that pain that I used to feel each and every morning that I was waking up, being in this exact situation, position, you call it how you want it. It sucks. Not gonna lie, it really does. And I want to say that the panic that you're feeling about the whole situation that you're in is not a signal of your failure or anything like that. It's just a social conditioning that we are used to. And I just want to get clear on the fact that we're okay. You're okay. I'm okay. We're okay to feel this way, and it's not a signal of a failure. It's absolutely normal. Because of that social conditioning and expectations, our brain now have so-called a map that has these certain milestones that has to be hit by the certain age. And if it's not hit, it means that something is not okay. So there is this psychologist by the name Tal Ben-Shahar that introduced the phenomenon that's called the arrival fallacy. It's an illusion that our brain thinks that if we achieve something specific, for example, if we get a family, if we have a child, if we find a partner, we finally will feel this happiness, this eternal sense of satisfaction, and that finally we will be able to live to our fullest. But that's not the case. And again, it's only an illusion that our brain builds and a projection of those societal expectations that women apply to themselves. And also there is this safety misconception among women, doesn't matter what age, 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, that only within a family that we feel this sense of safety. That only if we have a partner, that only if we have this family that we're building and babies that we're planning to have someday, only if we live with somebody, only that means that we are safe. We tend to think once I have a husband, I can finally relax. I can finally breathe because the goal is achieved, and yes, I am living now, finally. But it's not a marker of safety at all. So for example, if a woman in our case finally finds her husband, she finally gets married, they finally buy a house, this euphoria lasts for a couple of maybe days, maybe months. And when the novelty fades, her base level of anxiety returns if she did not make the self-work. Because this is just the human nature to adapt to whichever circumstances that we achieve or have or live in. And we tend to strive to get more, get a new high, so to speak, And so she wants something more. She now wants a baby because she thinks now if she has a baby, then she will be happy. And this is a never-ending treadmill. What really these women don't understand, and what I didn't understand for a long time too, is that a partner does not heal your dysregulated nervous system. Because the problem is in the way that you are designed to react to certain things, and the way that you learned to react to the things and to live your life. And I also want to prove you that this perfect timeline, so to speak, of the womanhood is just an illusion. There was a research done by Professor Paul Dolan. So his research highlighted that unmarried, single, and childless women consistently rank as one of the healthiest and happiest subgroups in the population. So that must tell you something about this perfect timelines. For me, it was like a real revelation because I thought I was falling behind on my purpose, on my life goals as a woman. But when I really started to shift my way of thinking, I thought, okay, I'm divorced, I'm 32, I'm childless, and I was supposed to already have a strong family with a kid, maybe with a second kid on the way and stuff like that. Now when I don't have that, and now when I know the data, I start form this new neuron paths in my brain that are telling me that, you know what, maybe the situation where you're right now is not that bad. And I started to look at my situation with different eyes. I was thinking that I was following that perfect timeline because I got married when I was 27. The funny part is I actually didn't really want to get married to that guy that I got married eventually to. So it was mostly because of that societal preconceptions that were telling me that you're already 27 and you need to get married because, like, what are you waiting for? The time is ticking, the clock is clocking, so get the ring, girl. I literally said to my ex-husband now an ultimatum. I said to him, if you're not going to marry me by this timeline, I gave him, if I'm not mistaken, 3 months. I said, if you're not going to marry me in 3 months mark, I'm leaving you. And we were dating already for 3 years. We were living together. And so it really got to my nerves because I was under the pressure of this societal conditioning that you need to get married, you need to have a child because you are getting closer and closer to 30. I told my husband this ultimatum, and of course he proposed me, and it was the most obvious proposal ever, although I didn't get any other proposal, so I have nothing to compare it to, but something tells me that it is one of the most obvious proposals ever out there. But anyway, I got married at 27, and the exact thing that I was telling you about right now happened to me because I thought that once I get married, I will finally be happy. I will finally get to enjoy my life. I will finally break this threshold of this constant anxiousness and unhappiness because I thought that I'm a failure woman because at 27 I was not married and blah blah blah. Okay. Now I was married at 27. Nothing magical has happened. I'll tell you otherwise. Our relationship started to decline after we got married. 30, close to 31, I got divorced with my husband. And if you think about it, that's not the singular case that happened to me. A lot of women at her late 20s, early 30s got divorced with their husbands because they chase this thing that she has to get married. They chase, they try, they think that this is what they are, designed to do according to whoever. So there are lots of divorces, tons of divorces at the 30 plus age mark. My sister got divorced when she was 29. I got divorced when I was close to 31. And I have a lot of acquaintances and friends who also got divorced at similarly same age. So if you think about it, if this is happening everywhere, then why everybody is trying to reach this destination? And so imagine if you got married by the age of, let's say, 30. Okay, you're 30, you got married, you achieved your happiness, you think that you're now ultimately happy. Imagine that you got a kid. Imagine that things went shitty and now you need to get a divorce. So you get divorced and now you're 32, 35 plus woman with a child. So you're a single mother now. And instead of enjoying your life, you are now trying to learn how to live this single mom life, and you're trying to provide a good life to your child, and you're hustling, struggling. So if you compare this to realities, there's also, of course, third reality where everything is happy, butterflies flying in the air, and you're so happy with your husband, and you're having fourth, fifth, sixth kid on the way, and everybody's happy, everybody's graduating. This is the happy reality. But for the majority of the cases, what happens is either it's a single childless woman at her 30s, or it's a divorced woman now is a single mother at her 30s. I guess there is no worse or better, but if you compare these two, I think we not in the worst, situation that could happen to us. And I'm not trying to tell that the single mothers, it's something wrong with them. No, not at all. I have a deep compassion for the single mothers, and I can't even imagine how hard and just insanely difficult it is to raise a child alone and work and do all the right things. I'm just trying to tell you to try and find good things in what you have right now. If you have paid bills, if you have a roof above your head, and you have a place to sleep, But the biggest advantage that you have is that you have freedom. You have the freedom to just decide to do whatever that you like and to go wherever you like. You don't have to sacrifice anything because you have a partner now and you need to count on his desires and things. Maybe it's not that bad that you have only you now in your life, because now you get to live for yourself. I was getting used to it for a very long time after I got divorced, because each and every decision I was making back then was going through my ex-husband. It's inevitable. And my ex-husband always was consulting with me on other things and decisions. And there's a good side to it, but there is also a bad side to it, like a little bit annoying side to it. Again, I would love for you to find a healthy love. I would love for me to find a healthy love, but only if it's healthy. The key word here is healthy. And if you think about it, you are safe now. You are at safety because you have everything sorted out in your life. And the fact that you don't have a partner or a husband or a child does not take away from that safety that actually you have. The partner that you desire, maybe, is more like an addition to your whole fulfilled life rather than a missing part that makes you sadder, worse, less happy. And once you get that shift in your head, you'll start to enjoy your singlehood. Like for me, it was like a sudden shift that happened. Not like one day shift, but it happened pretty quickly for me. At first, I was trying desperately to find this partner after my divorce. The first month was a grieving period for me. I couldn't find, I couldn't even think about it. But then when this black hole appeared inside my chest that was spreading the depression and the sadness across my body, I was trying to fulfill this hole with a new partner. I was trying to find a new partner anywhere. I was on all dating apps that are out there. I was just on Hinge, on Tinder, on Bumble. I was looking for my partner because I thought that this is the only thing that is missing in my life. And once I get it, I will finally be happy. Because I'm on my own, I don't know, like, it's so weird. I didn't have an identity with just being myself. I didn't know who I am without my partner. And once I fixed it, it changed everything in my life. So I want you to try to look at that as if you want a partner but not need a partner. That's a big difference, because it's okay to want a true love. I want a true love. I want it so bad because I do want to share my life with a person that I genuinely will care about and who will care about me the same way. I do want that, but it's not the same thing as, for example, you would need somebody to feel happy at last. It's not the same at all. It's okay to want love. It's okay to want a partner, but to need love and to need a partner, this comes not from a place of safety, but it comes more from a place of this dysregulated nervous system that tells you that something is wrong with you until you get it. You know, that's the difference. I really want you to try to work on that shift in your head. But for that, you will need to sit in this discomfort. You will need to sit and think and feel this. And that's okay to feel this. You don't need to try to numb it as if it's not happening with you. It is happening with you. It is. And it happened to me too. And I was sitting with it. And I was thinking about it. And it's okay to sit with this feeling. But at the same time, you try also to switch it in your head. Teach your brain to trust you. To trust that you have you and that's enough. That you're safe already because you have you. For now, your brain does not believe that. Your brain thinks that you are not enough. Your brain thinks that you need somebody to make you safe, which is an illusion. And it's fixable. To reach that point, I had to delete all of the dating apps. I had to quit dating in order for my brain to reset. Because when I was in this constant race, I need to find a partner, I need to find love, I need to find my person because I'm late, I need to... It will not stop until you stop. Once you stop and change it in your head, you will start dating again from a different perspective. I will tell you now, I am at this point of my life where I don't look for a partner. As of right now, I don't. It's the first time in my life when I am genuinely enjoying my singlehood. And it's been not a long time. I mean, it's been maybe a couple of months where I genuinely feel that I do not need it. It's fine, but I don't need it. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on something. My sister, she's dating like crazy. She's going on dates every week, and she's in a similar situation as me because she also got divorced approximately the same time as I got divorced. She's been divorced for a year now, and I have been divorced for a year and a half. For her, she's constantly dating, going on dates, swiping, talking to them, and she is not enjoying it. I see that she is not. She's feeling this emptiness. She's very disappointed in a man. She tries to find this perfect prince to make her happy, because I don't see that she's happy on her own, and she doesn't believe that she's happy on her own. But she's fine. She got everything. She got a business. She lives in a beautiful place. She's got friends. She's got family. She's free. She is also childless, but she doesn't own it. And that's what needs to be fixed. What if this is the period of time that you have right now to dedicate solely to you, to know yourself better, to enjoy this life the way that you and only you want, to experience things the way you want, to regain that identity of yours that is true to you? Think about it as the luxury period that you have. That's amazing that you have that. Of course, I understand if you want to have a baby and if you're already getting closer to the age of not being able to, that might trigger your fears and panic and pressure and stuff. I had the same panic and pressure. I got advices from friends like freeze your eggs so that maybe when you find the one you can have a child with. By the way, that's a good idea to freeze your eggs if in case you will really want to have a child with somebody, or if you will find somebody who is worthy to have a child with. That's the only thing that you can proactively do as a woman who is still fertile and can conceive babies. But that's the only thing you can actually do to future-proof a little bit. But that's it. The rest is out of your control. This is the only thing you can control. You only can control yourself. Once you do that, just embrace this. Embrace the singlehood and the time that you have with yourself. Because again, maybe you will not get to experience that again in your life. So you are not behind. You're just writing a different story. And this blank page that you are staring at right now might be scary as hell until you realize that actually you're the one who is holding the pen. You're the creator of your own life. So tell me in the comments, what is this one thing that you really love doing that is off script and that is breaking this algorithmic perfect timeline thing? And by the way, I also have my X account, previously known as Twitter, where I post daily insights. So if you feel like it, you can follow me there too. So stay strong. You got this.